Hey everyone! Hey everyone! We're back, I think. So, just gonna do a bit of a sync test with, my co-host here, Haley.
Hello.
Okay, so Haley, on the count of 3, I want you to say apple, okay?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Apple.
Okay, good. That should... that will help me sync the audio anyway. So, hello everyone! So in case you're wondering why I did that, last episode, unfortunately, we lost it because, for some reason, Haley's audio didn't record last session. Yeah, there's like 3 hours of, recording there, and, yeah, your audio just never played. Never got...
Done.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad, unfortunately, but, gonna make sure that that's not the case this time because now Twitch will be saving the streams for a bit anyway, and in the worst case scenario, Haley is recording her dialogue on her end, so yeah, in case anything bad happens, hopefully now we can salvage it.
2 backup plans.
Right. So I'm just gonna give a bit of a recap of what happened last case because unfortunately, you know, I can't show the last case because of that. So, we found Kazuma's killer. Yeah, it was depressing because, turns out it was that Russian ballet girl, and she just, she was fleeing her country, and...
She was just scared for her own safety.
Yeah, and, she thought Kazuma was gonna call a KGB guy, or like a Russian state agent after her, when in reality he was just gonna get Ryunosuke to talk.
Yeah.
It was really sad, really depressing.
Thinking about it hurts my heart.
It is real sad. But I wish y'all could have heard Haley give a bad Russian accent.
Oh god. I mean, I got better as I went along.
Hey, mate. Hey. Look on the bright side. It's gone now. They'll never hear it.
No one will ever hear it.
Okay. Well, let's go back. Let's get back into the swing of things. Oh, hi, Shiny. Okay, so our new one is The Adventure of the Runaway Room?
A what?
Yeah, that's... Oh, okay, wait. Oh, right. Oh, I forgot to share my screen with you! My god,
I didn't want to say it out loud.
I'm so sorry, but there, it's good now. Okay.
Now I things.
Good. Now you can hear things, and now you see what's going on, I think.
Perfect.
Excellent. So, let's begin then. Yep.
I'm ready.
The Adventure of the Runaway Room.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident, "I believe that perhaps that case was indeed the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together."
Impressive Japanese student? Oh, right. Ryunosuke became a lawyer as well to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well, on a boat.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives.
I think they both have English
This country is
accents.
incredible.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, let's say
Yeah.
let's say that they're doing it for our sake, okay?
Yeah.
Plus,
It's like
I mean,
the TARDIS in Doctor Who. It translates it into English, and everyone just happens to speak English.
So this
Sure,
is
exactly.
the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
Hello.
oh no, I hope Ryunosuke doesn't become a murderer again.
The Supreme Court in
Oh my
Whitehall,
God.
if you
Accused
wouldn't
for
mind.
murder, I should say.
My pleasure.
I mean, you know what they say, third time's a charm.
I
God.
suppose You're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
But yeah, Ryunosuke decided to become an
Welcome
attorney thanks to
the centre
Kazuma.
of the world.
In memory of
Great Britain's
Kazuma.
mighty capital, London.
Kazuma!
Poor Kazuma.
Oh, poor guy. And,
Birds
birds, yeah.
in a building.
18th February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Okay.
A dad.
What an incredible place!
It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating.
This place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. I mean, are we inside Big Ben? Is that what's going on here?
I mean, possibly?
That is like a clock face in the back, right?
I mean, I suppose if you want to be technical, Big Ben is the bell.
Right, yeah, I forget that. The clock tower is what I mean.
Yeah, I know. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course. But they've only been built in the few short decades since we opened our borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from.
It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again?
This is the Lord Chief's Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. So not the bell tower.
The Lord Chief Justice.
We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different.
Well, they certainly are different. Unless I pretend to be Kazuma, which I don't think that would fly.
Just wear a headband and have a sword. Well, we do have the sword.
It's true.
We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. ...
But Kazuma can't.
No. So instead, here we are in a different
Capacity.
Yeah, I was gonna read something else entirely different, and I don't know why. Capacity. I was gonna write capital. I was gonna say capital for some reason. I don't know why. As envoys, to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death.
So after this, what game will you play? Probably Ace Attorney, Grey Ace Attorney 2. Remember, that's also on this.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, both of them are.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that!
Both games are in here, so...
That's exciting!
And, minor spoilers, but I do hear that the first game ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, so that's good, actually.
Oh my god, this is all news to me.
Yeah, well, don't worry, thankfully they're both here, so we don't have to worry about the cliffhanger.
Oh my god.
Too much, anyway.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done.
So, we have to return to Japan.
Oh. If we want to remain here in Great Britain...
I have to take Kazuma's place as the law student selected for the study tour. Blah.
Study tour.
Study tour.
I'm a lawyer now.
I'm a big boy.
I'm a big boy.
Look at my big boy pants.
His big boy pants with his big boy sword.
His big boy hat.
Yes, which means you need the requisite qualifications as a lawyer.
Which is what I've been studying for. All day, for the past 3 months.
I started thinking of what's that mean? I can't remember how it starts. It's like, while you were doing this, I was studying the blade. but instead it's just the lawyer.
While you were studying law, I practiced the blade. And then he's over here going, actually, I studied the blade as well. What?
I mean, yeah, he has both now.
Yeah, I mean, I had to learn how to become a samurai. That's what a lawyer is, right? No, it's not!
I mean, yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well,
They just accept it.
Well, I can cut things up really, really good with this sword anyway.
A handy talent. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who appoints lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way we'll be able to remain here in London.
I hope I'm up to scratch. Good morning. Sorry for keeping you. That will just be like my default voice every time we don't know who's talking.
Yeah.
Ahoy,
Ahoy, hoy!
who this?
Oh, he
Oh.
looks evil.
I guess I'll voice this guy. Oh. I trust you aren't too exhausted after your long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We're never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. That sounded kind of passive-aggressive.
Yeah.
How fortunate.
He has 6 sideburns.
Introductions. I am Male Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire.
Male?
Male, yeah. Ugh, and I feel a little mouse under an elephant's foot.
He's got a strong heart. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo. Don't be a mouse.
Wait, can you read my mind?
She's pretty dang good at it.
Oh, it's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from the Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire.
Give me a hug.
Now give me a hug. What? Come on, give me a hug. It's what we do here
Bring
in
it
Great
in.
Britain. Bring it all in. Come on, you so-and-so. Come here, you. Susato just watches as he gives him a big bear hug.
So welcoming.
Help! Help! He's crushing me!
He's so strong.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, guess we'll have,
Oh, that was it? Okay, then.
Alright, guess we'll have a conversation with him now. Let's talk
London.
Let's talk about London. So, I hear London's calling to the underground this time of year.
London calling.
So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Oh, well, help! I've been so nervous ever since I got here, I can't remember a single thing about the city.
It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh?
We had a wonderful view of some of London's streets from the carriage on the way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I am almost lost for words.
I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water, and gas, even cables supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary new technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. And it's all thanks to our imperialism. Your what? Forget I said that.
Oh, yes, astounded is the word.
Thanks for saving me there, Susato-san.
And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor.
Yes. There's much excitement about the upcoming Great Exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great Exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here on our great city. In our great city. Bleh. It'll be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and will make Paris's World Fair look like a toy shop. Those damn Parisians. We'll show them!
Oh my. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be.
Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of the modern world. Now come here and give me a hug. Again?
He's a very touchy man. He just likes the huggles.
If you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. I mean, it will eventually, slowly and gradually. Margaret Thatcher, yada yada. You get it. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times, we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Alright, well, let's talk about law students. Lord Chief Justice, I think you were expecting a student of law for this study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. I kind of like to imagine that he forgot all about, like, the law student thing. And
yes, of course.
Yes, of course I did. Right.
I remember that.
Mr. Cosma Asogi, if my memory serves. Why are you crying?
Oh god.
That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report on the situation. I understand the young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores from a nefarious Russian agent. Well, actually, it was a bit sadder than a nefarious Russian agent.
No.
That's amazing. The news reached him before we even arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you?
Doesn't bring Kazuma back.
And you honor this appointment specifically to inform me of this news.
Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person.
They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that it's true. And it is with some regret that I must inform you that the death of the young lawyer means this study tour arrangement can no longer proceed.
End game. Credits roll.
Could you fucking imagine? Actually, could you imagine if it was like a Paper Mario game, and he was like, so young boy, do you want to be a lawyer or not? And you could just hit no, then it just goes to game over.
Oh, I love games that do that. I played one, and it was in the first 5 minutes, and it gives you a choice from flipping a coin. And if you get it correct, he lets you go, and the game just ends. And I was just like, oh, that's amazing.
Wow, okay.
I think it was meant to happen, though. But I just like it when games have that choice. An out plan. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart.
What do you have to say, madame?
It's about the study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal.
Well, you see, I'm not too good at this, and with Kazuma dead and all, I've been looking to settle down with some... Oh, you mean that kind of... You don't mean that kind of proposal. My bad.
Wrong proposal, I'm sorry.
Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo.
Naruhodo, get off your knee. Stand up. Oh, sorry.
I appreciate the diamond ring, but I'm afraid it's a bit too gaudy for me. I'd like something a bit more standard, you know? This is it then. The moment of truth.
You can do it. You can do it.
The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps you would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead? Don't misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead. But without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else? Another lawyer from Japan, I mean. Is there something I don't know? It's complicated. See, I'm a stowaway, and I'm also good friends with him, and, only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asogi. At least that is what I've been led to understand. Well, the thing is, this really isn't going well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man.
Mr. Naruhodo!
I could ruin things here if I'm not careful. What am I going to say? If there is someone else here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's... Actually, there's no one. Game over! Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun! It's Mr. Sato! Dun-dun-dun! The greatest attorney, starring Susato Mikotoba! Oh god, could you imagine if you picked this and then she just became, like, the protagonist?
An unknown choice game that they implemented.
Actually, hold on a second. I kind of want to see what these
You
what
want to
these
see
are.
reaction.
I'm just gonna make sure that, you know, these don't damage me or whatever. It's only been 40 days since Kazuma died. And yes, I've studied as hard as I possibly could. But can I really stand before this terrifying man and claim that I can do the job? Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Of course only one lawyer.
Gonna slap him.
But I'm not sure if I can stand before this terrifying woman and claim that I can't. She's going to toss me through that glass clock face.
She would, you know.
I'm just imagining he goes, I don't think I can do... Ah! Cuts back to him.
Cuts to him just going out the window.
I'll end up upside down on the floor if I do that. Ah, see? Not that I'm scared of a Susato takedown, obviously, but still, perhaps I should change my answer.
Of course I'm not scared.
It's me, I can do
Aw,
it!
It didn't give you the other choices.
Well, good thing I, saved.
Mwah. It's probably gonna be pretty much the same. She's just gonna be glaring at you.
Yeah, okay, let's take a look. It can probably only be... Yes! Mr. Sato! ... An unusual introduction. But I presume you mean the charming lady beside you? You're a lawyer, are you?
I am now.
Mr. Sato's now the protagonist!
Yay!
That look she's giving me. After all the days of hard work she put in to help me study, I can't let her down now. I think that's quite enough joking, don't you, Lord Strongheart? My real answer is, it's me. I can do it. Okay, yeah. Right. But thou must. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say? And yet you can still claim to be a lawyer? I have acted as a lawyer in court before.
Twice. People
Yeah.
thought I killed people.
Actually, no, wait, the second time wasn't a court trial. Second time was
true.
Second time was just like a murder mystery on a boat.
Yeah, that's true.
Only once, as it happens. And I had Cosmo to help me, and I was the accused. And glossing over the details...
If I had a penny for every time I was a lawyer in court, I'd have 2 pennies.
If I had a penny for every time I got accused of murder, and had to defend myself in a court of trial, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't much, but it's weird that it happened twice.
That's it.
I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I've learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board the SS Burya. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, Not only do you need a university degree in law, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asogi's journey has only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to do. I have to live on as he would. Kazuma!
Oh, Kazuma.
I know I must sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Any test you care to set me. Bleh. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo, was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted, a perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in a good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks.
Alrighty then.
So, you're willing to put those words to trial, are you? Well, I'm all for entertainment. Life and death murder is quite funny to me.
Ugh.
Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asogi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path?
What did he plan to do?
Did he offer you any favors by chance? What are you talking about?
Adult favors?
I'll get on my knees, sir. No, God, ew, what? Ew, God.
Shut up.
What's wrong with you? Ugh. I just need you to get my morning coffee every day. Oh, okay, cool.
Get my coffee and feed my cat.
My coffee and feed my cat. His name is Mr. Whiskers. He is quite dumb and stupid, but I love him.
But very fluffy.
Isn't that right, Mr. Whiskers? Meow.
Ah.
You know, we
Yeah,
just
the cat's exactly like his voice. Mo.
Mo.
It's like a very elegant looking cat, and then it just goes Mo. Mo.
Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction there of all of a sudden?
Did it?
Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Alright, let's see what this test is.
I can't believe they accepted that so easily.
Yeah, we still don't know what Kazuma's plan here was. Like, he was obviously on some kind of mission.
He had some kind of underlining
motivation
thing he had to do.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what that was still. So, what form will the test take exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo. What do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have your defense. Let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today.
Ooh.
No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be a welcome news. Today?
Straight away?
If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations?
You're asking to be a lawyer, that's why. Well, could I ask, what sort of trial is it, Lord Strongheart?
Yes, good question. I remember. It's a murder trial.
I mean, what else would it be?
Yeah, I remember playing Ace Attorney 6, and there's actually, a trial in that's, over whether or not an artifact belongs to someone. And it's like, okay, this is weird. Because it's like, oh, it's not a murder trial at all?
Why don't I remember that?
Yeah, it was like a weird chapter in the game where Apollo had to, like, fight Phoenix over something. That game has, like, really weird sense of geography, honestly.
The heck, how do I not remember that? I mean, I probably do, but...
Okay, do you remember in Ace Attorney 6 where Phoenix shows up and Apollo has found this, like, artifact from the Fae clan, and Phoenix is, like, claiming this one, it belongs to this one guy, and turns out he's, like, holding Maya hostage or something like that? I swear that happened in Ace Attorney 6.
I don't remember. All I remember is the sad things from that one.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll keep going then.
Just remember sadness. A murder?
An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. Of course. That is unless you know.
Wait and see.
That is unless you know that Herlock guy shows up and blows the case wide open in favor against the defense. But what are the chances of that guy showing up? That's easy to say. But I should mention just in case. If the defendant is found guilty, he will of course be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, murderers are sent to the gallows without exception. Presumably you read that much in your short C-based introduction to British law. I mean, I don't think Japanese law is going to be much better in this case, to be honest. In fact, I'm pretty sure Japan still has capital punishment.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In fact, I think it's kind of like the Japanese law system is all kinds of messed up from what I understand. There's like actually a precedent over there where if you're on death row as like a criminal or in prison, then they don't actually tell you when your day of death is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But anyway, let's keep going.
We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life.
I am the Lord Chief Justice, and I've decided it's acceptable. I am the one who toys with men's lives here. Isn't that right, Mr. Whiskers? Meow.
Wow.
But you can't do that, can you? There's no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well we do. Depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. Huh. If you want me to take you seriously, you'll need to prove you're willing to do a lawyer's job. Now give me a hug!
Give me a big hug.
And you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asogi? I'd like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make this happen. To make that happen. Bleh. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I'm sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What's it to be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Yeah, I'll do it. Fine. I kind of get the feeling like I don't have much of a choice in the matter here.
Definitely not.
I won't do it. Game over! Dun dun dun. Alright then. If I have to give you a decision now, my answer is I can't do it! I can't get the words out!
Oh, come on, man.
15 seconds. Your decision-making needs work if you want to be a lawyer. That was too slow. Huh. So, it's as I suspected, is it? Sorry? You have noble intentions, but lack resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to the east tomorrow. This conversation is over. Oh, jeez.
We failed!
Yes, Lord Strongheart.
No, get some balls. Fight back.
Thank you for offering me a chance.
Mr. Naruhodo.
I'm sorry, Mr. Sato, but what could I do?
It's all right. I understand.
You do?
It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man. It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances. But resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it.
What are you trying to say, madame?
Oh, she gonna fight him.
I think what Mr. Sato means is you're about to catch your hands. What are you? Just cuts to him falling out a window.
What?
Ah! Feed my cat, Mr. Whiskers, please.
The cat follows soon after.
Is that no matter how badly I like to be recognized as a lawyer and stay here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating his one and only chance at trial as so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant won't see this trial as a test, as some kind of experiment.
You passed the test.
A lawyer may fight for his client in court day after day, but for each one of those clients, the particular day they stand on the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice.
Oh, spicy.
Wait, Mr. Naruhodo! I feel something strange. And
My heart.
what happened, they say? Well, in London, they say that the Chief Justice's small heart grew 3 sizes that day.
Oh my god.
Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that! I was quite serious in what I told you. The defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for him. What? At this point, you can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense. And if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful! But that is the truth.
Why does it have to be like this?
I don't know, this is like the 17th century or something?
Yeah, shit's fucked.
Please don't expect an answer to every question. I'm just the Chief Justice, I'm not like the Queen or whatever.
Gosh. Hey, Jasper.
The cold and hard truth of the matter is that there is only one person now with a chance to save this man from a very miserable end. And that is you. And really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madame?
Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
You want to be all moralistic on me, telling me, oh, this is wrong, this isn't the right thing to do. Well, guess what? It's the only way you can help him. Huh? How do you like that? Solve this trolley problem, bitch!
He's so mean.
I'm sorry, I just get kind of cranky when I don't have my coffee and Mr. Whiskers
I'm
gets
just
hungry.
a little girl.
I just get cranky when I don't have my coffee and Mr. Whiskers gets hungry. Isn't that right, Mr.
No.
Whiskers?
No.
You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve.
Oh,
Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into our great city and enjoy yourselves.
birds.
Where do those birds come from?
He's gone.
The Old Bailey.
If we're going to do this, Mr. Naruhodo, we must leave at once. So we stand here.
Actually, I'm gonna take a quick look. Sorry, Sato, I just gotta take a look around at this place here. Yeah, I know. Guy on murder trial, gonna receive the death sentence. But I just gotta look at this. Gotta look at this armor over here, okay?
Very snazzy.
Mr. Sato, can I just ask you something?
Careful. From this position, I can perform a Susato takedown in an instant.
I know.
Mr. Naruhodo, heard Lord Strongheart. The trial starts imminently. Oh, so she's probably not going to let you examine things.
Damn it! Did I miss my chance?
If I need to throw you, I will.
You know, you could just say, I think we should hurry to the courtroom.
If you need to ask me anything, it had better wait until we're at the Old Bailey. I will throw a bitch. Get moving!
Alright, fine. Let's go to the Old Bailey.
She's so mean to me.
You're so mean to me. Ah, man, look at those old-timey bobbies. I hope one of them talks.
I hope the one with the mustache talks. Thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins.
I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I think my teeth were going to rattle loose.
Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard?
Well, it was something loud and in Japanese, so I don't think he understood what you were saying. I just like to imagine that when they get, like, really emotional, they just start speaking in Japanese because, you know, that's what people do. Switch over to their native tongue and all that.
Get us to a destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it? Oh, okay. Is that meant to... What's a guinea?
I think she meant
like a
Guinness.
No. And there's a guinea in it for you. Oh, unless that's like a... No, is a guinea a coin?
It might be, yeah. I thought she meant like a Guinness as in a drink, but...
No, I think it's like a coin. I'm gonna have to Google that at some point. It's one of my favorite lines from the Sherlock Holmes stories, and it worked quite perfectly.
See, even you're getting his name wrong.
I can't help it.
I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Oh, I guess it is a coin then.
It is a coin.
You were right.
Yeah. My small knowledge of weird things. That's probably not even weird. It's probably common knowledge. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started.
Yes, I suppose there's that.
Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here. But there's no sign of him at all.
So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for the defense waited is grand. Hey, are one of you two over there the defendant? What about you, guy with the mustache? Oi, what's all this then?
You what, mate?
We're asking if one of you is the defendant. Oi, what's all this then? Is that all you can say? Oi, what's all this then?
I think he's broken.
I just like to imagine that's all that guy can say. Because, obviously, what else would a guy like that say?
Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. With Kazuma.
Yes. Whoever the man you're to God, I cannot get words out.
You're to defend.
Yes. Whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment.
Top of the morning to you, madame, sir.
God, I just immediately thought of Jacksepticeye.
What are you doing following me here? Tings are far desperate, are they? I'm so glad I can do an Irish accent. So glad. Sorry?
What's he got under that hat?
Would you look at those expressionless faces? From the East, are yous? We're from Japan, yes? Ah, Japan is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. I'm doing like a Minnesota accent. What's wrong with me?
Help!
This is so bad. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, all the while in a strange faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand. Let me start by giving you 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now.
1,000 guineas?
Please, Mr. Sato, you don't have to shout.
1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo.
What? Nani?
Nani?
'Tis nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day?
Why do I feel like he's lying?
Yeah. Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ugh! That hit me in the eye! Ah! My eye! Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you for no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial's about to begin, you see. So for me good self here, I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't making it all up.
I'm terribly sorry to have to ask, but... does that mean you're the defendant in this trial?
A dot. Blustering blazes! Do yous not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names? No, sorry. We only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park there in the center of London is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? 'Tis called the Gilded Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. Yeah, this is definitely a Minnesota accent I'm giving him. I can't do Irish, I guess.
It's just like my Russian.
Just like your Russian. I donated it to the city, so I did.
An entire park? In central London?
I city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. Magnus McGilded. Magnus McGilded, right. Magnus McGilded. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. Ah, but now they've the gall to say I'm good for nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with the London police, I ask ya? Ha, ha, ha. Alright, don't pass out.
Please pass out. Mr. Naruhodo? Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath.
Good idea. Ha, ha, ha. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. Ha, ha, ha. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, what was I have? Sorry, you need to go back. So if you don't have a lawyer for trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you daft Egypt? You daft Egypt.
Egypt.
I gave you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand up there next to you. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry, I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did it. That's the only explanation. Sure, got nothing to do with the fact that the English hate the Irish.
I mean, true.
True. Well? Well, not at all? Not at all! Although it is a little strange, to be honest. Why don't you have a lawyer, I mean? That would be the fault of the Reaper.
The what?
Sorry, did he just say Reaper?
Oh.
The Grim Reaper of the Bailey, Lord Barak von Zeeks. He's the prosecutor.
Yeah, I was about to say, he probably means like the prosecutor or something. Probably like,
Oh.
like
Okay.
was it Edgeworth that had like, or is it Von Karma that had no losses?
Yeah, it was Von Karma
Actually,
that had no
I think
losses.
that was both technically, but yeah.
Well, technically when you fought Von Karma, he had one loss. It was against Miles' dad. Remember?
Ah, yes. God, such a long time ago. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper?
When Van Zeek stands in the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs.
Gruesome.
And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached the desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of the Old Bailey. Oh, so the Chief Justice sent us up against this guy to prove I could be a good lawyer. Great.
And he was like, yeah, it's fine, you can do it.
Great. Thanks, Chief Justice. You and your stupid cat.
No.
Why is the cat here?
No. It's like the Candyman. You talk about him and he appears. Goodness. Lord Barak van Zeeks. God, I hate.
Yeah, I don't know how to
words.
pronounce that. I'm gonna go. Actually, Zykes sounds like it might be it. I'm gonna go with Zykes. That sounds
Zykes.
Yikes. kind of.
You see Zykes and you go yikes.
Actually, yeah, that might be the pun.
Oh,
like
no.
it's
Please,
like
no.
yikes, but it's Zykes.
He must be exceptionally talented prosecutor then.
Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madame. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. What's all this, then? Please make your way to the courtroom. The trial is about to begin. His counsel. That would be me.
Oh no.
Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I'd made up me mind, so I had. Sorry? I decided I'd have to defend myself in there. Huh? How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, and student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident, I can assure you of that. 'Tis fate. So don't get cold feet now, please.
Please help.
I literally know nothing about this case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him.
Mr. Naruhodo.
The man is no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Cosmo would never have allowed to happen.
Yeah, yes, but...
Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? What's all this then? If you're late for the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there.
Coming. I'll be right there.
It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Yes, I am! From your sword!
Sometimes I can still hear his voice.
I'm right here, Ryunosuke! That cat is listening to me!
No.
Shut up, you stupid cat!
No.
Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. You'll do just fine, Ryunosuke!
We can do it. Ooh, that's pretty.
February, 10 o'clock a.m., the Old Bailey courtroom. So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to the Supreme Court of Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Were you gonna say something?
It's because it was Susato.
Oh. Oh my god, I'm so sorry! I thought that was Ryunosuke!
You got excited!
I'm so bad. I'm sorry.
I've done it, it's fine. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, yes? What?
Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again.
I know, but I just can't help it.
Vampire.
Ooh.
Look at that fluffy beard.
In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session.
His beard's so fluffy, it just muffles his voice.
We are here to... Actually, I just realized. We are here today to determine the guilt of the or innocence of Mr. McGinnis McGilded. He looks like the King of Town.
A what?
The King of Town from Homestar Runner.
I don't know what that is.
You haven't seen Homestar Runner?
No, what is that?
It's a really old Flash cartoon series. Oh man, you are missing out.
I'm assuming it's American then.
It's a Flash series from America, yes, but it's been on the internet for years.
Oh, then no, I don't know it.
Oh, that well,
maybe it's one of those things I do, but I don't realize I do.
Like Homestar Runner, Strong Bad. You know who Strong Bad is?
No.
Okay, well.
Maybe not.
Well, okay, I guess I'll just go with the original
I'm uncultured!
voice. Sorry, I'll just go with the first voice then. I now call upon the counsel for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Alright, I think I got a voice for this. Hold on. The prosecution is fully prepared.
Yes.
That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be further from ready if I tried.
Oh, baby.
Those eyes please me, Nipponese.
Oh, Nippon.
They shroud you in fear. You doubt your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb.
I think he's getting kinky.
Ugh, a cold shiver just ran down my spine all the way to the tip of my toes. Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You should be sent to the gallows if found guilty. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this, foreigner?
Rude!
As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. You the fella is just doing from some little island off in the Far East. Is not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those less fortunate a fair chance? I mean, not at all, but...
I mean, your life's on the line here, mate.
I like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen, Mr. McGilded, what a fine gentleman of London has in him. Do you hear that he donated 5,000 pounds to the government the other day? Mother, please, may we go to play Mr. Gilded Park?
Mother?
Mother?
Mother, please!
Oh god, I had to cough now. There we go. It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. Gilded. Mr. McGilded.
Well, that's good at least.
Mr. McDonald.
That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he could convince anyone to defend him. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of this public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Okay, so, I guess
3 women.
What?
3 women I can voice. Oh yeah, I get to try an old lady voice.
Yeah, cool! 3 women!
It'll be terrible and they'll all sound the same.
It's okay, it's okay. Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
The manner his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish properly. Naturally, I agree.
Ha! Any criminals here will soon be wishing they never set eyes on me.
Oh, alright then.
I feel a chill.
Oh no,
me, my dear. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Mr. Naruhodo, those people are...
The jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet.
That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So, the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view.
1 second. Sorry, I thought I heard someone calling my name for a second, but I think I was wrong.
Knit.
But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict?
That I don't know, but... I'm sure it'll become clear as the trial progresses.
Well, first of all, they get out, then they go into a room, they stay there for a day or two, and then yada yada. Okay, I get the feeling that's not actually going to be how this plays out. Because, you know, this is a video game and everything. Yes. Prosecutor Van Sykes. My lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity.
Just happened to come back for this trial.
So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware?
Drugs? Vampire? Do you want blood?
I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So, the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. I wonder if he has a bullet somewhere inside of his body. He just pulls out a freaking metal detector, starts scanning his body. What are you doing? No, just checking to see if you have a bullet in your body. Put that away this instant, before I suck your blood dry. Oh, okay.
Oh my.
I'm sorry, it's weird hearing a man say he wants to suck me dry. I mean, ever since Cosma died.
I haven't heard it since Cosima.
God. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback?
I mean, he's right.
Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo.
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening. 3 days passed. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a marker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason. Sorry? Thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
Oh.
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in service on the streets of London at the time.
Oh no, MF, you're here now, it's okay.
I said we were... I was in the main chat, MF. I thought you would have seen it.
You get to come into this beautiful image.
Don't
worry.
I'm sorry, MF.
We don't know anything about the case.
I'm sorry, MF, but... Yeah, we don't know anything about the case. Sorry, dude.
Clearly it has not been discussed yet. You haven't missed anything other than...
Other than
Nothing.
we talked to a guy who had a cat. Well, not really.
He wanted hugs all the time.
He wanted hugs all the
Wow.
time. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, let's keep going.
This poor old man.
A dagger that has been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here is the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard.
Damn autopsy report.
Thank you, Counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence. The photograph of the crime scene has been entered in the court record. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well.
Gloves!
And these are...
Gloves!
Good lord! Is that blood, Counsel?
He's too. Oh, I didn't even see the blood.
Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested. What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them?
It's tomato sauce.
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Only 2? Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason.
Get why he's called Mason now.
The other was the accused, Mr. McGilded, Magnus McGilded.
Bond. James Bond.
Is Renosuke accused of knifing an old man? No, he is not, MF. He's not the accused in this trial. Thankfully.
I like how he points. It's very elegant.
Well, rather damning circumstances to say the least. Defendant, what say you? Well, of course I had no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded? To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening. But whenever I'm in a carriage, I'm taken with a fierce tiredness, and I always succumb to it. Are you claiming to have been asleep? 'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Lilton it so it is. And when I open my eyes again... Lilton so it is. When I opened my eyes again...
Dead.
'Twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in my life.
I feel like that's going to come back at some point, and it turns out he has seen him before.
Maybe. Now I ask yous, what's a good-hearted soul willing to rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. So the blood got on the gloves then after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning. What? That's not all of it? There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Order! Order! Order!
Witnesses or witnesses?
He doesn't talk with... Like, his text doesn't have an accent to it. So, I'm just gonna try to give him, like, a vaguely Romanian accent. Vaguely.
What year would you say this takes place? Like, has it told us? I haven't been paying attention.
I don't think it's told us, but, okay, from what I understand, Sherlock Holmes, the stories were written late 18th century, so, like, the last Sherlock Holmes stories written by Arthur Conan Doyle were, like, 1920 or something like that. So...
Because I was just looking at the chat where Shiny was saying, like, would they have autopsies back then? So I started Googling it to see when, like, the first recorded autopsy was. Quite a while ago. Like,
yeah. I think they were actually...
Damn.
Yeah, I think they were actually doing autopsies, like, something like autopsies back in ancient Rome, even.
Yeah, that's the first thing that comes up about Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar, when he was assassinated.
Yeah.
It just wasn't, like, medical.
Right, exactly. But, yeah,
Dang.
I think autopsies are fairly old, and this game in question definitely, I would say, takes place in either 1890 or, yeah, like, turn of the century. Like, it might be 1900 itself.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, okay, yeah. Definitely would have had autopsies in this then.
Although we haven't seen any cars yet, so... When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage. And there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused.
Oh, vampire reference.
Thank you, Counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses first of all.
I'd like to know where these witnesses came from, considering he was saying there was like 2 people on the... Did they say bus?
Yeah, the omnibus.
Yeah. Where did they come from?
Your wish is my command.
Where did they go? Where did they come from,
Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Okay, a bunch of witnesses.
Bunch of gentlemen.
Your names and occupations. Do you want to voice one of these guys? Just to
if you want me to. I don't mind, just so it helps you.
Yeah. Like, I'll voice this guy, okay? My name is... Well, everyone calls me Beppo.
Oh, I love him.
I drive an omnibus in the Far East. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city. You can voice this guy.
Okay. Oh, his name's already a pun.
First.
Lady first. My name's First. Lady First. I, like hats for gents.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in this stand were in an omnibus and witnessed the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right.
Yes, sir, that's right, sir. Fix your damn hat, boy.
Very well, then. Let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each one of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too.
So were they on the bus?
I guess.
He said there was only like 2 people before. I don't get it.
Okay, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes. I'd like to ask a question, if I may. Yes, counsel? Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it?
That's it. He gets it.
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of the moving carriage. I get the feeling we're missing something important here. How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own. But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses? Huh? Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus? Well, no. Okay, I actually don't know what an omnibus is.
Assuming it's just, you know, a bus.
Maybe, yeah. Well, only arrived in London this morning, you see. Yeah, I've been kind of thrown into the deep end here.
I don't even have a bed to lay in.
No matter. I've arranged for us to all see for ourselves the actual scene of the crime, that is. What? What do you mean? The actual scene? How? A carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much. What?
I saw it in omnibuses. It's a carriage, but it's like 2 floors to it in a way.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's a bus, but it's a carriage version.
Oh, so it's like, what do you call those buses that are in London that have like 2 stories to them?
Double decker.
Right, double-decker carriage. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes? The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building.
Bring in the bus.
Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff? Bring forth the stricken omnibus.
Oh. Question the bus.
Please let this be a normal field trip with Van Zakes? No way!
No.
God. Oh no, we already did a Match School Bus reference.
Yeah, we can't do that again. Oh my god. That's certainly a carriage.
So that's an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring... I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Every Londoner knows that the best view of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight in the roof allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. A skylight? Oh!
I love that place so much.
The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats in the omnibus when the murder took place. That is how they came to witness the grim incident. Through the skylight. That makes perfect sense. Well, counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord.
In the carriage.
I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Oh,
In the carriage?
Oh, yeah? Well, I had to cross-examine the omnibus. What are you
Omnibus.
talking about? Omnibus! Where were you the night of August 2nd, 1805? The omnibus just pauses. Doesn't move.
Not even a sound.
Quit lying to the court!
He
Very
just
well.
stares out of the courtroom.
I see no reason why not. It runs out of the courtroom. Oh, by the way, MF, I was gonna give this guy the King of Town's voice, but Haley hasn't seen Homestar Runner.
I don't know what it is.
She's never seen Homestar Runner, so I'm sorry.
There's a lot of things I haven't seen, and I get shunned a lot for it in life.
Wah wah. It's okay. There's a lot of things I haven't seen.
I haven't seen Star Wars.
That's fine. I don't really mind that much. I would have given him Dr. Oh my god, but like the Dr. Light voice from the bad Mega Man 8 dub? You know? Oh my god! That would be... I have to do this. I have to...
Kind of want to hear this voice now.
The omnibus is here formally accepted as evidence. Mega Man, Dr. Huawei. Huawei.
Huawei.
You have to look it up. It's amazing.
I'll have to look it up later. Remind me later.
We have to give evidence. The omnibus has been entered into the court record. I can't believe it! The entire crime scene entered as evidence?
Yes! Great Britain is simply extraordinary.
I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here. Alright, well, let's...
Thorough examination.
Oh! An armband I inherited from Kazuma. Kazuma. It identifies the wearer of a defense lawyer throughout the Empire of Japan.
That's the one I drew.
Kazuma.
Splite.
Kazuma is gone, but in my heart and on my back,
what's
he
that?
lives on. Oh, yeah, let's take
Does
a
that
look.
say his name?
Oh, it's his name.
Oh no! It does say his name.
The lawyer's name
Just
is
hurt my own
embroidered.
feelings.
The lawyer's name is embroidered on the inside here. Look, Kazuma Soki. This is his band, of course.
He had his heart set on this. I'm choking on spit. He had his heart set on this study tour in Great Britain.
I'm sure he would have found the truth here I'm sure he would have found the truth he longed for here. But he lost his life before he even had the chance to see this place.
I have such a strong sense of his hopes and dreams when I have a look at this armband, though.
Oh, Kazuma. Alright, let's take a look at the outside.
We just Camilla was like the British Japanese people. Yeah, they're very British. Even in their own cutscenes, they're very British.
Yeah, it's weird. He lost his lie in the dumbest way possible. Oh, come on, MF.
Leave him alone.
Come on, man.
He was just trying to be a good boy.
He doesn't deserve this. He didn't deserve any of this.
Kazuma.
Victim, name thrice fired Mason. 54, brickmaker, cause of death. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife whilst journeying in an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhaging resulting from the trauma. Okay. Crime scene photograph. Missing one of his buttons.
His mustache.
Missing one of his buttons. We're gonna have to remember that. That's gonna come up later, I'm sure of it.
I wonder what side of the bus he's on.
We'll take a look when we'll probably know when we go inside.
I feel like that's gonna come back, like depending on what side he's on, because there's like, oh, how did you see him then?
Oh, okay.
See if I can see the future again.
Hmm?
Because like I called some. What was it that I called last? There was something I called.
You called something about yeah, what was it? It was like the steak would come back?
There was something in the second episode, I swear, as well.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, I can't remember either, unfortunately. Oh well. Let's take a look here. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London.
Well, nothing will come of grumbling now.
No. By the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed?
Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand a little earlier.
Ha, pity. If only he'd been left-handed.
I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm left-handed. Can't be me.
Oh no, you're right. Alright then. You can scot-free.
Damn it! He beat me! I can't believe it!
Ugh.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this is the power of the 3DS. Because remember,
God.
this was originally a 3DS game. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was, wasn't it? I forget how. I forget that this actually came out like ages ago.
Yeah, this came out in like 2017.
Yeah, and it just took so long to be localized now. It just finally is here.
Oh,
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Get in there.
ugh, the scene of a murder. It's horrible.
I read that as scent.
The scent of a murder.
Well, I mean, there would be a scent of a murder in here, wouldn't there?
That's not a lot of blood. It looks like he's just like had an accident.
Okay, so he was on the. Okay,
He was on the
he was on the
driver's
right.
side.
He was on the right side of the cart. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's keep that in mind to see how they tell us
Think
about
they
it.
would
Okay?
have. Think they could have seen him. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have seen
I
him.
think the chairs were facing that way.
That's blood that soaked into the seat. The victim's obviously.
Yes, and the seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck.
Would you really stab someone in full view of the other passenger like that, I wonder?
Well, it was after dark. And there was a lamp on. There was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't. What? Oh, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight.
Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack.
How do you? I mean, why would you think that? It could have been.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's read
The
this.
plan was to frame someone else.
Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. Which totally won't be the scene of a murder, I'm sure.
Oh, of course not.
There's a
Final
lot of-
case, anyone?
There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Wow, the Crystal Tower! I hear Sailor Moon lives there.
Oh my god.
Shisato, we can go meet Sailor Moon!
Oh my god, yes!
My hero! Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event.
Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition.
Ooh, the Crystal Tower. This is all the same.
Oh, it's the same. Right. Okay, my bad. Is there anything else? I guess we could take a look at this seat. This seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really.
Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here.
A woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? Which is why you need to get short skirts and sailor outfits. Sailor Moon!
Still don't have pockets.
Still don't have pockets. Sounds like a right in an MMORPG. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Maybe we can...
Is there...
Hmm?
I wonder if we can go to the...
Yeah, let's try going
Go to the room.
upstairs, okay?
Yeah.
Let's head back outside then. Yeah.
Into the void.
Yeah, we're kind of just in a weird void right now, aren't we? Wait, what? Phoenix Wright Omnibus?
Phoenix! What are you doing here?
Ryunosuke just sees that and it's just like, Phoenix Wright? Who would ever name their child that?
That's a dumb name.
Looks to camera. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know how to feel about that. Okay. So we can't go up, but we can
Yeah.
look outside. Oh.
I suppose when you're in the void, you can just go anywhere.
That's you.
Right, sorry, I was looking at the chat.
Phoenix's great grandpapa was this bus. Oh my god! But wait, Ryunosuke is his great grandfather, which means the bus and him.
I'm technically a bus in real life.
You are?
Yeah. A bus has my name.
Wait, actually?
Yeah, a bus has been named after me.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
Because I don't know if buses in America have like names or not, but in England, pretty much, like the majority of them, they all have a unique name, or at least as unique as it can be, and they're written on the front and back, and I have my name on a bus.
Oh wow, that's okay. Maybe that's what happened here. Maybe there's a character in this game named Phoenix Wright, and Ryunosuke is gonna name his kid after him.
I mean, possible.
It's possible.
I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention this because it's been kind of hectic on my end, but I actually got your book today. Yeah, I bought your book.
Oh my gosh! Is it pretty?
It's very pretty. That is Dame Daffodil by Haley Bloomfield. Can't believe that's your actual name on Lulu. You can go buy it right now. Anyone who sees this video. That is
my gosh.
Dame Daffodil by Haley Bloomfield on Lulu.com.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'm embarrassed. Okay. Let's go. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London's streets from up here.
So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with all the cold air rushing past them. And they have to pay money to do so?
Ugh, I can't imagine how cold it must feel.
That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as punishment?
Ugh. Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. I mean, that was a punishment that people used to do.
I believe it. Is this the same?
I think it was maybe just horses, though. They got dragged around on the rocks by, like behind horses.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay, yeah, this is the same dialogue as before.
I feel that, though. I don't like going on the top of the uncovered double-deckers because it's just cold.
Yeah.
And I don't like cold.
Yeah, I sympathize. I don't like the cold either. And I live in Canada, so... Yeah. I'm doomed. I don't like the cold and I don't like the heat.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that so much.
Let us continue with proceedings then. Your cross-examination counsel. Mega Man. Dr. Wywee. We're proceedings then. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do the Dr. Light voice and it's hard.
I have no reference for it yet. One day.
Pray, don't expect these Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British courtroom's cross-examination rights.
Ah, everyone's so rude.
Jesus,
Deep breath, boy.
Alright, my first cross-examination in a British court. Jesus, everyone here is racist.
Pretty much. You can do it!
Focus, Rinosuke. Focus!
Oh, that's why he's cold, because he's the driver. And it's cold outside.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Oh, I was gonna do it, but you did it.
Okay, yeah, we already saw this.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
nice.
Alright, I guess... I guess we just gotta
Next to
press
each
some
other
people?
inside the bus.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had fled customers. I remember it well. Okay. The victim and the man accused of sitting in were sat next to each other in... Wait, we're sat next to each other?
Yeah, so there were...
Hold on a second here.
Hold it!
And you saw them through the skylight in the roof of the carriage? That's right, where you stand up on...
reactions.
Yeah, that's right. When you sit up on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. Okay. Yeah, look for
No reactions.
There was a lamp on the inside, so I had a pretty good view. Okay, so they were sitting next to each other. Two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces.
Well, there you go. It's clearly not him sitting next to him, then.
Yeah. Yeah, it had to have been someone else. Okay, so my guess is there was someone else wearing a top hat and a suit, and the Irish guy was in the other side of the carriage. Like, he was sitting beneath them, basically. That's my guess.
Yeah.
I thought he was across from him. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. How can you be so sure?
Well, because of his hat.
How can I put it politely? Mr. McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature.
Oh.
He's
he compensates with his hat.
You know, he's small, he's Irish, he's what you might call a, how do I say this? Look, I'm sorry. He has a lot of gold, for God's sakes. He's a leprechaun.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh my God, he does have a lot of gold. He's small, he's Irish, he has a lot of gold. He's a leprechaun! Why did I not realize that until now? I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased, Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. This is the ultimate crossover between Count Chocola and Lucky.
Chocola.
I wonder if you could do a crossover between Count Chocola and Lucky Charms. That would be cool.
Or it hasn't been done.
There is no... I mean, they might be owned by different companies, so... There is no room for doubt here. I really wish there was. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts. I'm gonna say something.
You said he reached over? When I hear the word reached over, I think of...
Yeah, reaching over.
Hold it!
Like, across from him.
You actually saw the exact moment it happened? Didn't I already testify to that? Or are fair Dinkin hard-working class bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I really got his back up. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw in a little more detail, if that's... My lord!
Oh.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember what voice I gave this guy.
He was very posh?
I think so, yeah. Juror number 3, what's the meaning of this? Fuck, that was bad. I'm just gonna go back to the gruff, stuffy British guy, okay? I'm for the judge. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Beth, if you call that he's the murderer and you're right, I swear to God.
My
Prophecy.
mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up about what? I don't like the stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
Can't say that. Oh.
There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter, anyway. That is precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors. So wait, what?
Oh my gosh, that's how they decide.
What is
Guilty.
happening here?
Get your book out. Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdict.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
So those enormous scales fall completely to the black side. Does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Very well. The court acknowledges this change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. This is a nightmare.
That's right, I thought I read it as I stabbed him. Like, oh, there you go, case closed.
Okay,
Might as well just press all of them.
yeah, okay. He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting up on the roof deck, were you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof seats. I remember seeing the little gent sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. Well, I'd been thinking about a new hat design, you see. So I was gazing absent-mindedly around.
Okay, well, none of them are reacting.
But then I happened to look down through the skylight. I think I'm going Australian.
It's fine.
It was a stick. It was sticking right out of his belly. That huge, great knife.
A grim sight indeed. Ah! That didn't help me at all. Jury looks like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before.
That appears to have made everyone even more dubious than that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First,
Oh, yes, sir.
is this the knife you saw?
Oh, good grief. Yeah, that's it. It's the very one, sir.
Is that? Yes, Counsel. This is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through the heart. That is the blade of considerable size, Counsel. It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial,
Of course it is.
the letter M, which seems oddly familiar.
Oh, gee, it's gonna be a W.
You know what? Maybe. Please, no. M, for Magnus, perhaps? Or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick.
Ooh, do you reckon there is a Moriarty in this game? Meph, you're so clever.
It could be Moriarty, you know, but...
Oh my god.
It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
Oh, but there are M's everywhere. Like, yes! Like in Mason.
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, counsel. The murder weapon has been entered into the court record. Okay.
My lord, you'll have to forgive the interruption.
Juror number 2. Go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman. The gentleman's word should be sacrosanct. What?
Sacrosanct.
What is-
Sacrosanct.
I've never heard that word in my life.
Sorry.
However, those of us in service know we must accept the hard truths.
Wait! What are you about to do?
Dispose of the rubbish.
No, Amelia Bedelia!
Uh-oh.
No!
I don't wish to cause offence, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime.
Oh.
Oh, she can speak.
I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in position to draw the only logical conclusion.
Oh, man!
Oh, the old lady is the only one that's holding back.
Not again!
That's 4 out of 6. Oh, okay. It's not just the old lady. It's 4 out of 6 jury members who've proposed a guilty verdict.
I mean, really, they should do this how they actually do it, where they wait for everything to be, like, settled and then they go
Yeah.
talk about it for a couple hours, but...
Yeah.
whatever.
There are only 2 left.
We've had it. Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Okay, actually, I'm gonna check the knife. Hey, Ryunosuke, what do you got there? A knife! No!
No!
Actually, he has a sword, so...
Oh, well,
doesn't
sure.
really... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Hey, Ryunosuke, what do you got there? A
Oh,
sword!
that's totally a W.
Yeah, that's definitely a W. Let's see here. Can't find anything out of place. Alright, well, let's take a look at this then. An ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial.
It is beautifully gilded, too. It must be very valuable, I should think.
Ah!
What is it?
Look at this M. If you turn it upside down, it becomes a W! This could change everything!
You're so smart. A W?
Yes, this is one of those, turnabout cases. I'm sure of it.
I'm afraid I don't know at all. But what I am sure of is that this is an M.
Oh. Well, that idea was quickly quashed.
What? But why? Why?
It kinda looks like an M when you look at it like
yeah.
this.
Uh.
I wonder if there's
Damn.
That part is the sheath, isn't it? You alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Oh, sorry, yes, I just don't really like blades. Even though I have one from Kazuma.
Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung to it from his waist.
That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul! Right, Kazuma? Yeah, you tell her, Ryunosuke. Now.
It just rattles like.
Now, kill the vampire! Kazuma, I can't! Kill the vampire, Ryunosuke!
Comes like an American sitcom. Now, kill him. Kazuma! The audience laughs.
Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Yeah, that's blood, alright.
Get that out of the way. That's very pretty.
Ugh. That looks like a lot of blood.
It surely is blood. The victims.
Ugh. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood.
Did you think it wouldn't?
I don't know,
Are you dumb?
Mr. Ouchie told me that British people bleed blue. There's a pause. You mean they're blue-blooded? Oh.
You are dumb. Oh no.
Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust.
Yes, I do understand.
Alright,
Anything else? Probably not.
yeah, okay, let's just keep going.
Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. Still very much in the dark.
As well as I'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may fly, well...
We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back.
But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. Okay, let's press again.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh, well, that would be passengers, sir. Yes. Collapse on the floor he was. Huh?
Oh, there you go. He wasn't on the floor.
Wait. And by the passenger, you are obviously referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had the knife in his hand like this. By the other passenger, obviously you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbed the other passenger in the belly. What? The picture had him in his seat, right, yeah. Order!
Yeah.
Order! It is hard to believe that one of London's greatest philanthropists, but this is damning indeed. The law knows no philanthropists, my lord. Only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when they are overshadowed by evil. The truth is everything. Couldn't agree more, sir. The truth! Alright, so when it happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin area were the victim and the defendant. And so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend to do the deed.
I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here.
Ugh. What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be...
Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements again. A little more carefully this time. Okay, well, this is the only one I haven't pressed, so I guess... Maybe it's one of those things where you have to press all of them.
Hold it!
Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it? Oh, yes, that's right, yes, dear, yes. Ever so cold it was, sir, for freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Not at all traveling in the same parts of the bus, of course, though, no. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example. You're quite right with that, sir. No other passengers like that. No, none. So nobody fled the scene of the crime, then. I have to say, the boss insists on running it he does every evening. That last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, what with being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see.
Oh.
Yes, I spent that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again.
Oh.
I just can't believe it, sir. Can't believe it. Murder on my own bus. It's too awful to think about. I haven't been able to shake the cold ever since it happened. My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, juror number 5. Do I take it that you too? As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind a little long. Get up now, Silverblaze. The finish is in sight.
Oh, you have a horseshoe mustache, you loser.
Oh, it's all on the old lady now.
So, okay, I guess this is the point of the trial, is it's looking like we're gonna clutch it out at the last moment.
We can do it. I know we can.
Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. It's too kind, sir. This is too unkind, sir. Which is now means that 5 jurors agreed to condemn this man.
What if they can, like, change their choices?
I would assume so.
But that's probably, like, at the very end they'll go, oh, okay, yeah, but doof.
Yeah. Madame, the juror number 6.
Yes, dear? What can I do for you?
You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in this stand.
Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know.
Then, pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning?
Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park near where I live, Gilded Park it's called. Gentleman donated it to the city, you know. Put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city.
Oh, crowd.
That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely.
Mother! Oh! Mother! It was Mother!
May we go to the McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books?
Oh, he has a public library.
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know? What kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of a man is he? The philanthropist Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. I mean, it's obvious where he got the gold from. It was at the end of a rainbow.
Murdering people.
What?
Down the crows!
McGilded lends money at extraordinary rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties have deserted you, I'm sure, madame. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? Uh-huh. What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that the victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! Shiny, we learned a bit more about Magnus and why he might be murdering the guy.
Motive!
Yeah. The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him. His life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded. I don't believe it.
My girl, if I might add something briefly.
Mr. Sato!
You claim the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim?
I have it right here in my cape.
Oh, is he going to be a dramatic bitch?
Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in a court of law. Ah! There it is! Lord Van Zyke's hallowed chalice! How can this be considered acceptable?
Not in it.
But I find myself in an unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself.
As a judicial...
Judicial.
I can't pronounce it. My brain doesn't want to do it. Assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debitor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh.
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence.
Meaning...
And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. Okay, let's take a look at this bitch. Ah yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum. Alright, let's take a look.
See evidence.
This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear. Do you really think we ought to look inside?
Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder...
I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholm's name inside.
Well, okay, if you say so, opens it up, and first name is Herlock Sholmes. Herlock Sholmes, Herlock Sholmes, Herlock Sholmes. Great. Well, let's see what we find.
I can't read anything.
Nope.
Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Goodness.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay? Should that mean something to me?
Oh.
It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Where have I heard that before?
He was one of the witnesses.
Oh!
Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment.
Oh, yes, of course. The banker. Why is his name in here? Wait. I totally spaced on that. His name is Bruce. Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching.
Possible that this is just a coincidence, of course. But this could be very useful information. The banker owes some money.
That's interesting, yes. And the accused had made quite certain he had ample recompense.
Oh. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled off from my eyes.
Regrettably, madame, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel!
Oh, no.
Oh, dear. Still. Maybe it's all for the best.
Ah! Wait a minute! Let's think about this a little more before...
I don't stand for nonsense. Oh, shit. So where does that leave us?
My beard's on fire!
Put it out, put it out, put it out! That was it. Last year's decision.
According to this encyclopedia of British law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
Ah, the final verdict. It's over then.
Oh! There's a footnote, though.
A footnote?
However, the defense...
Ah, come on. All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in the case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the law of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections?
I have an objection.
I have an objection. Mr. Sato, just tell me one thing.
Oh, yes?
You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law, however. The defense... What did it say next?
Yes, of course. One moment. Why did you put it away? When all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver a final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, defense...
Huh? Did you get it cut off there, or...?
Oh, did I?
Sorry.
How much did you hear? Has the right to demand a summonation examination. Summonation? Yeah. What is it? It's a funny way of word. A summonation examination of jurors at this point.
Summonation? Examination?
Objection!
A summonation examination? From which century has that tome you had there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law won't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck.
Oh.
What even is it, Miss Susato? This so-called summonation examination.
Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails? Typical Nipponese.
Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. It seems that under the procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury.
To do what exactly?
Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions? Yes, time's gone by, barristers would Summonation Examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try this in this day and age. Well?
Still.
Time to make the impossible possible.
Oh yeah. I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be
Antiquated.
antiquated and then largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct.
That's you.
What do you think, Mr. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
I think that the Chief Justice's cat really needs to stop being there.
Well,
Summonation Examination. Our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat?
forget about it.
Hey, I literally have nothing to lose at this point.
I mean, that's true.
Like, we lose this, we go back to Japan, that's it, huh? The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense's position is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. This is Sparta. Sparta. This is Sparta. Formation. Foreman, are you and the remainder of... Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready? Eh? Well, I'm not, There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so... All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decision and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is the most irregular. Ugh. Could not get that. There we go. This is most irregular. Not to mention, no mention was made of this before. Wow.
I don't really hold with all this justifying lark.
Those is just typing noises.
That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
Alright then, that's summation examination. Defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around!
Dun dun dun.
So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGillard, guilty of this most serious crime.
That was terrible font.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers, with fares totaling 20 pence. Oh.
He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
Scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor! It beggars belief!
Yeah, he didn't stab him on the floor, though. I'm sorry to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they?
Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll throw everything I can at them, and use some very persuasive language.
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo.
At the fairest 20, that would be 5 passengers. Oh!
Yeah, I was going to say, like, how much was the fee? I couldn't remember.
Yeah, hey, MF, thanks. You pointed that out.
According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately.
Let me guess, I gotta present evidence.
I think you gotta, like, find... I think I'm judging this from the trailer. You have to find 2 things that contradict each other.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear. I'm just citing what I read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work, then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a
united.
I don't know. I looked at that word and I was like, blank. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, do you mean?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so the maid talked about the money equaling up to 20, and then the bus driver boss was talking about how the fares never change. So obviously those 2 go together.
Yeah, okay, let's go then.
We must listen very carefully to what each of the members of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. Oh yeah, we got this. If we can, then we contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see, so it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in their statements, and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right.
We'll pull this off.
I have to pull this off!
Wow, it's close.
Can we start the proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm accepting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord.
Oh, standing there with your big sword.
Defense's rebuttal. There's no outside the character time and added within him.
Alright, it's just going through it now.
I trust the driver. Yeah, so 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
What's going on? Oh.
Okay.
So, yeah, bus driver. Not bus driver, bus driver boss.
You can trust the guild fare motto. We haven't raised the price above 4 pence for years. Hold on one second.
4 times 4 doesn't equal 20.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna... Hold on. I'm gonna save first, alright?
Okay.
Just to be on the safe
that's
side.
gotta be it.
Yeah, okay, let's... Actually, we can also press them, so I don't know. Fine, let's try it. And if it doesn't work... Oh!
Yeah.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. They do? Explain yourself, Counsel.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on the Silver Blaze's mane and name I haven't the first idea what you're talking about. According to the group testimony we've heard so far, look at him! He's walking around!
Oh my god!
He's got
I like
Kazuma's soul with him.
He's taking his first steps.
There were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. And according to the coach and Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
The juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare of the omnibus is always 4 pence. That it is. A fair and convenient single price. Just the way London's carriage should be operated. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man, why? 4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication...
Oh! It will be 16 pence.
Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. But 4 pence, in fact, or precisely 1 person's fare. 1 person's fare? Yes! In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about. Good gracious!
Like his little stance with his hand on the sword.
This can't be right! The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men. One and all, trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures your coachman claims to most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is falsely.
It's a fallacy.
English.
Yeah. I beg your pardon?
You what, mate?
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news would surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he left nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end,
Well, according to my book here, you simply launch the ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah! Ugh, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same.
For the love of Mike, not you as well.
Any could be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exact standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper when we hear from the witnesses again. Again, I'm Australian. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it!
That's you.
Right. I just saw the judge and I immediately blanked.
If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' mind, we can force the trial to continue.
2 more, actually. There is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
And that's where you must strike next.
So we need to pit 2 more jurors against each other, and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavily on the side of the guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
I'm guessing it has something to do with him being on the full.
Yeah. It's like this, brazen. I say absolutely brazen.
I said he said next to him.
Stabbing
Then-
the poor man on the floor. Yeah, these two
on
are
the floor. Yeah.
poor man stabbing that poor man on the floor. He stuck the cat
Yeah,
next to him like
I think
this.
it's those two.
Yeah, it has to be those two.
Objection!
Those statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel. Post haste.
Oh, dearie me, I was only knitting a jumper from my other half.
What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me, do you? It was like this! Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like a prim banker, sir. Just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6.
Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madame?
Like this? Rah! Well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Now don't move! Take a look at those two jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions. What?
Bless my stitches, what a muddle.
What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of these witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh!
But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. What I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
I say, oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. The scales.
I don't believe it. Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on all of us. Wow, dude. Wow.
Wow.
I'm Japanese. I'm not a wizard. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me this, dark jinx. Huh? Me? What exactly is the problem? What if the two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events? Sorry. What of it?
Big problem?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sitting next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that,
The autopsy say he was stabbed once or twice.
Who are you calling dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you. And also, I think the real contradiction here is the photo. Like,
True. Yeah,
falls
he's
to
on
the-
the chair.
he falls to the ground, and then he gets put up back again.
Yeah.
Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
Ugh, they're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime?
Oh,
It's out of the question.
I hope.
Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it! What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What? What are you talking about, man? How could you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by... Well, I'm gonna say it just to be on the safe side. This dead body, yes.
Take that!
This clear piece of evidence. Oh, crap. I failed.
A body has been discovered!
You know what they say about me, young man? They say I've got no powers of persuasion. Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. But none will need persuading about this. Your evidence is worse than me. Arg! Okay, let's try that again. Different moments.
What?
In other words, the victim was stabbed 2 times. Oh, okay, yeah, it is the autopsy report then.
Oh.
Yeah, let's load that up again. Okay, let's check the autopsy report. Examine.
Single stab wound, yep.
Yep, single stab wound.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Eh? Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely 1 time. Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen 2 different times. Alright, I concede defeat. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leading to not guilty.
You did it! We've done it, Mr. Naruto. We've won!
What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we have a consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a liar when I see one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Please tell me he's a barber. What did you say your name was, sir? Oh, my name? It's Todd. Sweeney Todd.
Ugh.
Well, I'm in quite remarkable turn of events. Defense Summation Examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Van Zinks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Having
Sky.
savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, I ask, what is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. Have at you! It may seem crass to crush it to dust. Rafe will give thee discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks! Is it cold in here or is it just me? As your antiquated home no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honor the deathly silence and listen to this charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Oh, we ripped off the tape!
Tape's coming off.
Bring forth the witnesses once more. You have entered into my second form. Witnesses, I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure. Oh, yes, sir. That I did, sir. Okay, so this guy's name is Bruce. I just realized that now. Which means there's only one voice I could possibly give him. Of course I heard it. G'day, Bruce. Oh, hi, Bruce. Oh, Bruce.
G'day, my
G'day.
name's Bruce.
G'day. Name's Bruce.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end? The coachman. I believe it's Beppo? Yes, sir. My lord, sir? If it transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir. Oh, mon Dio, Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense summation examination. I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it. But, Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
He fiddled us on the fare, he did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
I tell you, I saw Mr. McGill stab that man. Everything I said before stands. Oh, yeah, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes. Counsel, make sense of this for me, please. The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cousinage. Beppo, explain yourself! I'm terribly sorry, sir. Guildmaster. The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare? It's so cold, and last run of the day is always half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo! A disgrace! And your selfish actions have brought dishonor on the entire guild.
If I may, sir. I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?
Passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already. I just can't make the result come out differently.
No, that Figures. Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please. We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlor games. Absolutely. Alright, so let me see here.
I might need to call it here, though.
Okay, then yeah, it's getting late on your end.
It is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, okay, we'll call it here.
And
Great
then we
stream,
shall
everyone.
discover the lies next time.
Next time, yeah, great stream, everyone. I'll see y'all next time.
See you soon!